It has been a guiding principle for the computer industry for decades, but it seems Moore's law is becoming obsolete. The law, which predicts that the number of transistors on an integrated circuit will double every 2 years, is no longer achievable according to experts. The semiconductor industry, which has used the observation made by Intel co-founder Gordon Moore as its target development in recent decades, is now set to abandon the approach. It is expected to lay out a new industry roadmap next month that will, for the first time, feature a research and development program not centered on Moore's law. The move is thought to be a reflection that companies are struggling to keep up with the pace of innovation required to cram ever more transistors onto a finite space. Among the most limiting issues has been the heat generated as more and more circuitry is jammed onto a silicon chip. While some companies have attempted to overcome this with new approaches like integrating microscopic channels to circulate water through the chip, progress has been slow. Other problems like the quirky way particles behave on the extremely small quantum scale will also start to become a growing problem as circuits continue to decrease in size. According to the International Technology Roadmap for Semiconductors, the industry body that sets out the direction it will take, is holding its final meeting in Atlanta, Georgia, this week as it prepares to lay out its plans for between 2015 and 2030. It has said it must define new drivers to help it stay on a path of productivity and profitability. A meeting of the organization next month will for the first time drive a top-down system-driven roadmap framework. This will follow an approach that is being called More than More, which will aim to develop chips appropriate for applications like smartphones and supercomputers rather than simply trying to aggressively improve performance and meet cost requirements. A paper published on the ITRS website said, historically, the ITRS has used metrics such as transistor density, number of cores, power, etc., to roadmap technology evolution of integrated circuits. These metrics are essentially driven by the physical dimension scaling as predicted by Moore's law. However, new requirements from applications such as mobility, data centers, etc. require a new, system-level roadmapping approach, as these applications imply roadmaps for system-level metrics. However, according to the journal Nature, this approach could also result in an end to the industry's tradition of working together to meet Moore's law. Daniel Reed, a computer scientist and vice president for research at the University of Iowa, told the journal, "Everybody is struggling with what the roadmap actually means. However, the new approach could lead to innovations that are more appropriate to the way people are now using computers. The increase in mobile technology requires chips that are compact yet also highly energy efficient. The growth in the Internet of Things, which aims to connect appliances in the home, will also require very different set of microchips." Dr. Reed compares the future of the microchip to the airline industry, where rather than getting faster, passenger jets made use of new materials to make flying cheaper and more comfortable. He said, "Think about what happened to airplanes. A Boeing 787 doesn't go any faster than a 707 did in the 1950s, but they are very different airplanes. Innovation will absolutely continue, but it will be more nuanced and complicated."